But I guess now we can just move on to Build King from Mitsutoshi Shimabukuro, the creator of Toriko. And I'm really glad to see that Viz has finally picked up a one-shot from Shimabukuro, because he's been doing a ton of one-shots since Toriko ended. So hopefully maybe we can see more of those down the line, because I think I like this one.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty fun. It's kind of doing what Toriko did with food, except it's doing it with houses. Houses are the most important thing in this world, and you can use houses to do crazy thing and fight. And, you know, instead of like cooks fighting, you're having carpenters fight. So, and it's even you got an evil organization who wants to monopolize all the houses in the world, just like how the gourmet organization wants to monopolize all the food. So, pretty similar.
Yeah, I'm pretty much convinced that this, like, I feel like Build King and Toriko's world are pretty much the same world.
I feel, yeah, because he eats a puffer whale in this chapter. He eats the puffer whale, and he's like, oh, the puffer whale is poisonous, so you gotta spit out the poison after you eat it. And I find that hilarious. Like, he knows the puffer whale is poisonous, but he didn't do, like, any of the steps or the knocking to, like, get rid of the poison. He's just eating the poison puffer whale and then just spitting out the poison. So yeah, I guess Build King might take place in the world of Toriko, or that was just a reference probably, but it would be funny if it did.
I feel like there's a good chance it probably does, but that's neither here nor there. I thought this was just a fun little story. Like I really like Kugi and his talking house. The talking house was like the best thing ever. And it could turn into a giant robot, and it's so cool. Like there's so many like cool things in this one shot, and I don't know. I just thought it was fun and wacky, and it's pretty much classic Shimabukuro, but with houses. Like,
yeah,
I feel bad because I don't know what else what much else there is to discuss. I just really enjoyed it.
It was really funny. Shimabukuro said after Toriko that he wanted to return to more comedy, and this was definitely more of a comedy, but it was also blending a little bit of action back into it. So I guess after his purely gag one-shots, now he's back to a more comedy-action blend with Build King. And I like a lot of the jokes. Like, I like the banter between Kugi and 2x4, his house. There's this really funny moment very early on when 2x4 is welcoming back Kugi, and he makes like a sex joke, like, oh, or do you want to make yourself at home inside of me? And Kugi just has this blank face and just ignores the comment, and then and then 2x4 is upset that he ignored it, so he tries to pry Kugi to answer the question, and then it just goes on from there, where they just, and
it just goes on for an entire page, and it's the best.
And then Kugi wants to adorn him with a jewel called a crapstone, and so they argue about that for a while, and they just argue for a couple pages. It's just hilarious banter. 2x4 was hilarious. I think that's like the best character and design in the chapter. Like, Shimabukuro's background designs and, like, architectural designs have always really been impressive. So, that was one thing I really liked revisiting when reading this one shot. It's like seeing, his creature design, seeing, like, his environments, and seeing this house, which is really detailed and, like, really cool looking, and when it transformed into, its humanoid battle form, it looked super awesome. My favorite moment was when, this house has been so comedic for most of the chapter. And then it gets flipped on its side when, like, the Build Union attacks. And so after they flip it back over, it has this really pissed off, angry expression. And the way Shimabukuro can draw a house looking so angry and have so much character and expressiveness in that house's design to, like, make its front look like a face and, like, have, like, it be so expressive. It's just so awesome. It's just so funny. Just so cool.
And even before that, like, when we're first introduced to 2x4, like, you could tell just, like, how much personality this house has. It's not even a person. Like, you could tell, like, how much care Shimabukuro really takes in the drawing this really overly animated house that, like, bounces up and down like it should be in a 30s black and white cartoon or something. Like, it's just, I don't know, like the 2x4 was probably one of the more. He's probably one of Shimabukuro's most entertaining characters. Honestly, it's probably going to sound insane, but I would totally read a manga about a walking, talking house.
No, I would love to read this as a series too. I think that, the characters are just so much fun. And the idea that this house can, turn into, a humanoid form to fight. And just, in general, that the design is just so expressive. And, there's potential for more, houses like 2x4 that can also, fight and stuff. And, that it could be a really nice premise for a battle series. And just, it has, a good emotional core to it in the idea that, houses are homes for people and they should be cherished. And it's just like how food in Toriko brings people together. The idea here is that houses bring people together and they're just a place of comfort for communities, for families. The comedic, gag villains in this chapter, they didn't stay villains, but the Knicker and Boxer, they steal houses for their community back home because their community is poor. And so, they take houses back and people are super happy to, have homes to live in. And, it's just really nice, that sentiment. And I like this idea. I think that it does have serious potential because it has a strong core to it. And because the designs are so good and the character of 2x4 is just so unique and really interestingly designed. I just really enjoyed it. Shimabukuro is really talented and creative.
Yeah, I think that's that's a good mark of a one shot is, whether you want more of it after you're done reading it. And yeah, if this were to turn into a full blown series, I would totally read more of this.
Yeah, I mean, contrast it with Inishi no Horo B or whatever it was called. We just talked about it, but I could obviously see where that series would go if it became a series, because that one shot laid out a direction very clearly. In contrast, Build King doesn't, but I'm way more intrigued by Build King because Build King just presents so much more interesting elements. So I'm yeah, I want more of this. I don't know where it would go as a series, if it were to become a series, but there's just so much potential here in these ideas as compared to Inishi no Horrible Inishi, I'll just call it that. It's compared to Ancient Sealed Crest, where you have a clear direction for a series laid out in this one shot, but you didn't really do anything that really made me interested in following these characters and this idea if it became a series.
Pretty much.
But yeah, I'm really glad that they were able to bring over this one shot. I enjoyed reading more of Shimabukuro's work, and I would enjoy to read more of it when they continue to bring over stuff, or if he does a new series sometime soon.
Yeah, I'm just glad they're bringing over more one-shots to the Viz Shonen Jump in general, because that's something I personally request every time I do the reader survey is, hey, because, again, I realize there's not always going to be enough room to just keep bringing over more new series. I know that's not always in the cards, but, at the very least, if you want to bring us more new stuff, you could at least, if you have the time and you have the manpower for it, I would like more one shots, and I'm glad it seems like we've gotten at least two of them, in the past couple of weeks here or so. So I hope maybe this is a trend that continues. Cause I'm sure there are a lot of there's a lot of one shots that not just run a Jump, but probably run on Jump Plus or Jump Square, I think Jump Giga whenever that's not busy being canceled or whatever. I don't know what's going on with Jump Giga. Seems like it just kind of comes in and out whenever. But no, yeah, Shueisha has a lot of other magazines they could pull one shots from. So, I know they can't do them all the time, but every once in a while, hey, here's a new short little story that people might like. I just like seeing more of those.
Yeah, I always enjoy seeing one shots. They're nice reads to have because they, present some interesting ideas and it's always nice to, have, like, new self-contained stories to read, Because with the Jump Starts, obviously, we only get a small snippet of the story that they'll tell, regardless of how long they'll be. But, with the one shot, it's one and done. And you can enjoy a nice 50-page story just in one sitting, and that's nice.